Hey guys, I need to give this Corvette a little bit of love. I never drive it. I'm always working or doing something around the house, but I'm gonna kill two stones with I'm gonna kill I'm gonna kill two birds with one stone. If you notice on top, all the termite droppings. All of it. All over the place right here. So I'm gonna give this a dry wash. I've never put a water hose to it yet. I mean, I've never drove it in the rain. It's just not what I bought it for. So there's no reason for me to drive it in the rain. So I do a dry wash, and I'll show you how I do this today. But I'm going to show you step by step how I do it, and that way you don't get any scratches. And at the same time, I bought Alicia some termite killer. She's gonna spray it. You know, I won't have them tent my roof. When I bought this house years ago, they tented it, and man, I went up there and inspected all the tiles that they bent. They ended up having to call a roofer. I think it was like $5,900 back then of tiles that. And what happened was Alicia caught them. We were outside when they were tenting it, and these guys were walking on all the high spots of the aluminum tile or the metal tiles. And with that being said, she got some pictures, and the roof company, the termite company, didn't deny it. They turned it into an insurance, and they took care of everything. So I won't put those assholes up on my roof. I'll just deal with this kind of shit locally. And the way we'll do it is we'll fill the hole when we move the car. We'll fill the hole with termite stuff that we've seen the termite companies use. And Amazon has it. The same shit. It's $40 a can, 42 with tax. And we'll fill it, and then we'll let it dry out a little bit. And before I put the car back into this spot, we'll put some lightweight spackle in the holes. That way the shit don't keep dropping out. And then, I have a car cover for this. But if you notice how I have to park it in an angle, because I don't want to have to move my truck. If I put my truck outside, my van, all the way to the shrubs, I can get in and out with it there. When I park half-ass, I can't. But when I do, and then if you notice, I have, I have the tennis ball. That helps me. And then I also have that mirror over here. You see that mirror? This is just a regular hair mirror that you get at CVS or something. I heated it up with a heat gun and bent it to where when I'm pulling in, I can see how much space I have between that curb and the wheel. That way I never hit it. And then what I did was I put caulking here and caulking there all the way around it. That way it never moves. You'd have to hit it pretty damn hard for it to move. So that's been pretty solid. So between the tennis ball and this, I never have rubbed anything. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and fill up all my bottles, wash and wax. This is for Boeing airplanes and aircrafts and all kinds of shit, but I love it. I've been using it for years. So, and what happened with this car was I was at a Chevy dealer looking at a Chevy truck. I forget, I think it was a Silverado with a harbor bed on it. But it didn't have what I wanted as far as the racks go. I wanted, as a truck. I was never a van guy. I was always a pickup with a Harbor Freight box on it, harbor box on it, with a harbor rack. They had mixed the harbor box with some off-brand rack. I just didn't want it. But I saw this bed here. And then I noticed, when I started looking at it, they sent some guy out with a dry rag, a microfiber, to dust it off. And I'm like, whoa. I said, leave it like that. I might be interested in this car. And then he goes, well, I'm just going to dust it. And the salesman said, no, go ahead, stop. Just, if he doesn't want you to dust it, we'll dust it later if he doesn't take it. And you could see, guys, under the fluorescent lighting in the showroom, this was on the showroom floor, all the swirl marks and from dry dusting it, hitting it with a dry duster. And I said, look, I said, this is why I don't want you guys, I didn't want to be rude to him. I said, I know you guys are car salesmen, and I would hope to think you guys know about paint finishes, but if not, I understand. But you got all these swirl marks. When you wipe the dust off, you're wiping the dust particles and leaving the swirl marks. So we went back and forth. This is when you could actually haggle. And I walked out one time and went home. They called me to come back. And I came back and I was going to walk out a second time. And we finally made a deal. And I asked them to give me $800 for paint correction because I didn't like it. And they were going to do it. And I said, when we were sitting there cooling off, I was walking towards the back and I was watching your guys do paint corrections. And I noticed the guy back there was throwing his rags on the ground and picking them back. I said, I want to get my own paint correction. And I had called somebody before I went over there because I knew I wanted a paint correction. And the guy said, well, bring it in, and it'll be about 500, 400, depending on how bad it is. So I asked for 8, and I ended up getting, I think I got 6. So I did take it to my guy down the street, and he got all the swirl marks out of it, and all the dust marks and everything. And he tried to talk me into a clear coat, as the dealer did too. The dealer wanted a clear coat, and I said, no, if you guys put a clear coat on there, I won't be able to do a paint correction. Because once you put the clear coat to get down to the paint to correct all the scratches, you'll never do that. You have to wait for that clear coat to wear out. And it wears out a lot sooner than what they tell you. So with that being said, no clear coat. And then he tried to sell me a clear coat. And I said, no, I just want something that I can put on. And that way, if I need to put a polish on it, I can get to it. Because the clear coats that they put on are industrial. And they do put on a pretty good layer where you can't mess with the paint. And the stuff that I put on is very thin right here. It's called Torque, and it's called Next Gen. And that does good enough for me. I think you can see the crap on here, the termite crap. I'm not sure. Yeah, I think you can see it right there, all the termite crap. So the way we have to go about this is we'll get it outside. We'll take a compressor with an air line and a nozzle, and we'll blow this thing off good. Get it all blown off. And then we'll take a duster and we'll dust it, California duster. Then we'll blow it off again. And then we'll bring it in and do a normal dry wash on there. I'm going to get everything set up. Okay, guys, Alicia's going to treat this for termites here, wherever the holes are, and then spackle it up for a while. Now, guys, as you can see, I can't put a car cover on this. That's the bitch part. Usually, I have a car cover. It's right there. But I can never get to the corner over here. This might have to come down one day. I built this just for shit like this. But anyway, there's Alicia. She used to ride with me. That's my mom and dad. But anyway, Alicia would ride with me. I had an ultra limited low. She had a Dyna wide glide. Anyway, I can't get to the cover. I can't get to pull the cover over in this corner for some reason. I just can't reach it. So I bought a couple California California Kings, and I'm gonna take it to a place down the street where they hem. I'm going to have them put 2 of them together, and I'm just going to throw black sheets over this instead. And what I like about the black sheets is that they're easy to slide on. You don't have to get around the whole car, and they're easy to wash. Alicia's over here doing laundry. Anyway, huh? Katie's laundry? Yeah, Katie should be doing her own laundry. That's the mistake we're making. Okay, well, anyway, we're going to go ahead and get this thing blown off. I'll show you what I mean by that. We'll get the compressor hose, and I guess you can probably see this a lot better now. All that shit right there. And I noticed the battery was dead on my controller, on my fob. When it does die, what you do is there's a slot by the steering wheel, and this little emblem right here, you push it in like that, and this little emblem, I don't know what it does, but it unlocks where you can use the vehicle, if your battery goes dead. So that's going to be on the list as well today, so we'll do that as well. Good morning. So, oh, yeah. I thought she was just being rude. Well, she's got earbuds in. Alright guys, I took my tip off right here. I took my fill tip off and I put on my, right here. So now I'm just going to go ahead and get everything off of it. I'm going to start where the termite shit is. I'm going to try to blow it to the side rather than the back where it gets all over the cracks and crevices. That I used to check tread with. It has a tread. You can check the tread on your tires. But this one here is about a half a pound off. These two are very accurate. These two right here really line up good. But on the Corvette, since I use this one on the van because it goes to 100, my backs are 80, 65s, but on the Corvette they're 30 all the way around. So I like this one. This is a real old one, but it's really accurate. So we're going to be using this one. What I like to do, guys, is I like to overinflate. I put it up to about 30. I put it up to about 31, and I bring them down to 30 normally. This has got a pretty accurate. This one's off just a little bit, but I don't really use it. I just get it up to where it's approximate. So if I get it up to 31, then I can bring it down to right where it needs to be. So on this one, I'm at almost 30. It's 29. So right now, I'm going to bring it up to 32. Right on 32. So now I'll use this guy. And I'll bring her right to 30. Right on 30. I'll do this all the way around, guys. Okay, guys, we'll take this off. This is just a Harbor Freight tool. I bought this at Harbor Freight Tools. It's old like the hose. I've had this, I don't know how many years, 15 or so. It's all checking and cracking. But I didn't worry about Harbor Freight Tools because I just needed something that would get me above the inflation, and then I used the more accurate one to get it right. So with that being said, now what we're going to do is we're going to get the California Duster. I've got two, and I'll explain that in a minute. I have two for the Corvette, guys, and they're marked. This is the dirty one. This is the one that'll take the grunt of the dust. I blew off most of it, but this will take, and it doesn't scratch, it sucks it up. And I don't try to clean these ever. I use them until they're shot, and then I throw them away. But the dirtier they get, actually the better they work. And when you buy them brand new, they're a pain in the ass, because when you go to dust off your car, you'll have to go ahead and do a spray clean, a detail spray, because when you first buy them, they leave streaks. Turn that off for a while. When you first buy these, they have a chemical on them, and they will streak your car. So then you'll have to use your spray detailer to get the streaks off. But you get this after maybe 4 or 5, 6 uses, then the streaking goes away. But what I do first is I use this one for the heavy dusting and get all the other stuff off, the heavy stuff. And then I have one that says clean. Basically, I'll use that clean one in between dry washes. So if I know it's clean and I got a sheet over it and I still want to dust it, I'll use the clean one, and that clean one's already broken in where it doesn't leave streaks. So okay, what we're going to do is we glue everything off, and I always blow this off when I'm done. So we're just going to do the top. And guys, I don't rub this shit. All I do is I float it. I float it on top, just like that. And then I do the windshields later. I do the windshields last. I will do the side windshields right there. I'm not rubbing into it. I'm not pushing on it. I'm just floating the fibers. Now what I do is I shake it out over there, and I blow it out with the compressor, just to get all the loose shit out. I'll do it over here away from the car. Let's do it over here. Bag this, guys, and I'll bring the bag over there. Oh, it's right there. We're going to see it. When you bag this thing, you just don't bag it any other way, any way. I make sure that I got everything going the right direction. And then I just go slip it in like that. And then I try not to get the bristle or the fibers where they're going to be all bunched up. So just kind of tuck them in nicely. And then of course, bring that around like this. So there. And I hang it back up. Now I'll use the clean one when I need it. So let me get this back over in place. Benny's going to take an old battery to AutoZone and trade it in for something. So now I just kind of do a light dusting on the outside of the rim right here. Don't get it in the cement. And then there's spider webs there. I don't use this to get the spider webs. I'll just get an old microfiber and wipe the tire off a little bit. 6 months or so. Now I'm done with this. Same thing with this. I just shake it out over here away from the skid. Okay, now I'm going to fire up the compressor. Yeah. This is where we're going to bring it in after. Just that blow job in the California Duster. You can see how nice it takes back without any swirl marks or anything. Little shit like this you'll get little shit like that on the windshield, you will get off with your wash and wax. But if you notice, even over here, so over here, same thing. I used the duster on there and I did the tailpipes. So okay guys, let's give this a blow job and we'll go from there. We'll bring her in. I'm done with the hose completely. So I don't pull all the water out of my sediment filter right here. Let me show you. I like to leave some moisture in there because if it dries out, so there's not enough. When it gets full, then I blow it out with this. But right now there's not much. And then what I do is I put a rag under here and here, and I open it up and I let it drain. This thing's got to be almost, I don't know, 30 years old or so. Bought it a long time ago for a small finish nail gun. But let me show you what I do. I take a dirty rag, and I just put it under the cockpits here. I just open them up. I open them up all the way. And leave them open. You notice there's no rust dripping out of this thing after 30 years because of this. Leave those things open all the time. Okay, with that being said, if you're wondering what these red dots are right here, I don't know if you can see them. Red dots right here. What I did was every time I get a road chip over here, I try that touch-up paint. Not so much because I wanted it beautiful, but you know, I just didn't want the paint getting moisture under it and flipping even more, flickering anymore. So I'd use that shit. And that shit was like a line, scabbed up. You know how those touch-up paints are. So what I did was I took a hole punch on a credit card. Not a credit card, but one of those real thin ones that they give you for like insurance and hospital back in the day. It's like a credit card, but really thin. And I made different size punch holes with a puncher. And then what I would do is I played with that as a thing that I put it over here and I would check it and just see how it would do. Well, the credit card didn't work good, so I bought some frog tape. And I made the same punch holes, whatever size the chip was, I would make the right size punch hole onto the masking tape. And I'd put that masking tape right over that chip with the hole where you can see the chip. And then I'd take my red touch-up paint and just go over that tape. And right before it sets up, I peel that tape off slow while it's wet. That way it doesn't pull the paint with it. You got to do it right away. Put it on, pull the tape, and you'd have a perfect little dot. These are my practice spots right here, different sizes. That's small, that's medium, that's large. That's when I was first practicing right here. So I can't even tell you, mostly in the front, I can't even find one. I'd have to really look for it. I think there's one somewhere in the area here and down there. But that's how I touch up the paint. And I use Chevy paint. I buy it straight from the dealer. That way it's for sure what I need. Okay, Alicia and Vinny want to shut the garage door a little bit. So let me roll up this hose for them, and then we'll see what they're going to do with the termite juice. All right, guys? Okay, guys. She's going to go ahead and take care of those termite holes. Hey, do you have any lightweight spackle too, son? Yeah. She's going to need lightweight spackle.
If I'm not mistaken, I think it's that right there.
Yeah, well, there's more holes on the side if you could.
Okay, is that it? Okay, let me check.
Where was the gathering on your vehicle, Dad?
Right on the top of the top on the hood.
Right.
But then I think it's all these right here. So if you could hit those holes with juice, and over here, look.
On 5 steps.
Yeah, that
from-
one too.
5 steps from right here.
Yeah, it don't matter. Just as long as she does all the holes, let it drip down.
Yeah, it's right here in this area.
Okay, guys, what she's gonna do is she's going to fill every hole that there is up there, and and we'll go from there. Is this your hat, Vinny?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, the reason why Vinny brought the blower in is I used a DeWalt blower for one final blow job because it's been sitting outside while we're doing this. And I'll give it one more blow job before it comes into the garage in the center. And then what we'll do is while she's doing this, I'll do some talking, which I always do. What I buy is I buy this shit called Aero Cosmetic Wash and Wax All. Cleans and protects, sprays on, wipes dry, and wet or waterless. It's wet, like if you wash your car, before you wipe it off, you can put some of this onto the water on your car before you wipe it. Or it's waterless, like I do. And it's basically a wash and wax, and it's made for Boeing. It's been aircraft, auto, marine, RV, and it's been classified. Meets Boeing and Airbus specs. They use this on the inside for their upholstery, their tables, you name it. They wipe the whole inside with it because it's good for leather. It's good for plastics. It's good for cloth. Even the cloth seat, you can hit it with it. It goes on everything, but it does have a wax in it, and I buy this by the gallons, and it comes with 2 jars and a couple rags. Your rags, I would have to say, are the most important part of the job, and I'll show you why. Using, guys, take the cap off. I don't know if I can show you, but let me see here. It's called, yeah, it's there. Termidor foam. We saw them using it at Star One, all the termite guys. They use it in the walls and put it into the holes. And so Alicia got a picture of it when they were doing termite over there.
Something to drill it out.
Yeah, drill it out.
That way it goes in the
Yeah.
ceiling.
How deep are you going to drill it?
Just a tip, just a little bit, just
Okay.
enough to go in there because I don't think it's wood in there. Or maybe not. That's it.
Okay. Did you want me to open the garage more?
I can do it here.
Okay, so
See? Oh, there's the wood.
that's good enough.
There's the
Yeah.
wood.
And then she'll spray the shit out of it. Can you do the camera a little bit for me?
So maybe when I put a little bit of plastic here.
Where, on the floor? Don't worry about it.
No,
I'll
I'm
wipe
talking
it.
about the garage door.
Oh, the garage door. Okay, guys, this is foam. She's never used it. I don't know how it's going to respond, but she'll figure it out. Let's see here. Oh, you're putting your gloves on.
Well,
Go,
yeah.
girl.
You had that. Much for Home Depot, huh? You right? There's somebody checking.
Hey, you don't want that shit to get all over your phone. Can I remove your phone? If it blows back on it, it might hit the glass.
Go to my face, right?
Huh?
Just go to my face.
Let me just get all this shit put over here.
See that?
You want a mask for it?
No, because it has like a cone kind of tip, which is gonna plug the hole. So it's gonna stay in it. I will leave. There we go. Maybe the other way.
Do you think you have to bleed the hose first so it's filled?
Maybe you're right, huh?
Oh, never mind.
You saw that?
Yeah.
What happened?
I said, do you think you need to bleed the hose?
Oh.
The stuff you can actually walk on it and carry on.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay,
So
well,
I'm gonna let it
did you
dry
blast
and
it in there?
After it dries. Yeah.
Well, I'm just going to wipe it off and you can put some spackle.
Okay.
But that ain't the one that was getting me.
Okay.
The one that was getting me was on this header up here, or this beam.
It was in here?
Yeah, I think it was right here. See right here where that hole is, right there next to the. Those hooks, guys. Those were for my Harleys. Whenever I service them myself, I put safety harnesses. I had two, one over here and one there. That way I could do Alicia's bike, my bike, at the same time. And we would strap our bikes up to get it off the stand.
That has stuff on it.
That's fine. And I would be able to keep it safe at the same time while it was jacked up in the air. Anyway, these are the ones, I think there's like 2 or 3 holes there that really
Right here.
need it. But see, the vet was right here.
Oh.
Look, the vet was right here.
So
I think it's that one, the main one, and then maybe some of these little ones over here.
now you're gonna drum out and put the stuff in.
Okay. You have your thing in reverse?
No? See, maybe the drill bit is gone.
Well, that's good enough. Just plug it.
No, you're not pushing hard enough.
It might be a nail there. Yeah, I felt like a nail. Sorry, Vinny.
Okay, well, just fill it. Spray it and fill it, and do these 2 over here by the outlet. Over there, those 2, yeah.
There's another one over there. It's just-
Do that one too. And then we'll spackle them, and that'll keep the shit off my car for a while.
Let me see.
Yeah, just fill it with foam, and then let's spackle it. That way I can get this Good job. There. Go ahead now. Fill it up for full foam. Ugh, shit. Don't get that shit in your eyes. Is it going in?
Yep.
I didn't see it going in.
Yep.
I didn't see that strop
It
fill
did.
up.
It did. Much. It only takes a little bit. See that?
Okay, I see what you mean. It's coming out though.
Yeah. See that?
Yeah, that's the troublemaker right there. I think those 2.
Yeah, we had-
That went in. I didn't see it go in.
Yeah, it did. Much.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It did. I'm just gonna wrap it in. See that? So they transfer that with the stuff. Are you gonna wrap it around here?
Yeah.
I'm gonna put this top on. Is
Okay.
there another hole around where you are?
Did you? No,
That's it?
nothing on the side. Oh, right here. There's a couple holes right there, and a couple holes, bunch of holes here. Try
Maybe,
doing it.
maybe it doesn't need to be sparkle, that's what it is.
Well, I don't know, but try those
Because-
holes.
Because I don't see no,
No,
droppings.
right there. Put some stuff in there. I know that's just $42 a can, but it's, don't get that cheap on me. How about over here? Do these 4 holes over here. That would be- I don't know what they are. They could be finish mill holes from English. I don't know, but just fill it.
Shall we drill them?
No, just fill them. Put the little tip up. I think that works. There you go.
I'm gonna use whatever is there.
No. Put it in. Don't worry about that shit. We'll wipe it off. There's a couple way up top. Yeah. And there's some over here on the right side. I'm gonna do that. That's good. Let's see.
Okay.
Okay, right on the right side of the garage door. Okay, over here on this side, whatever those are, right here. Just roll it fast as you can. And then, we'll get you a job at Termite.
Oh.
Okay, did we bring the lightweights back yet?
You did.
Okay, if you would, fill up the holes, where I park at. And, you don't need to worry about it, I'll clean this up here.
Let me wash my
Go
hands.
ahead. Just put some spackle on these areas, that way when I park, it's done. Wherever you see little holes right there. Hey, did you get that hole over there?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, so you just put some spackle. And, that'll keep it engaged for a while.
So I don't want to cross contaminate this.
It doesn't have to be pretty,
I just want
it doesn't have to be beautiful like you.
Oh my.
That's all. Don't worry about the acoustic. One day we're gonna scrape this shit out. One day we're gonna. It's got asbestos in it, so when we do it, we gotta be careful.
Back in the day, it was a fancy thing.
Huh?
Back in the day, it was a fancy thing to have.
Yeah. Well, if we ever move into a smaller home one day, when the kids are finally out of the nest and we go to like a single family house, then when this place becomes empty, we'll rent it or lease it. Then we'll do all that. I wouldn't want to disrupt everything now. Unless I hire somebody to do it, get everything outside. I wouldn't want to do it myself, to be honest. I guess they could do it all in one day,
Yep.
and then the next day paint everything. I wouldn't care about any textures in the garage.
So the tiny holes.
Yeah. I'll keep them from shitting on the car. Next, what we'll do, guys, is we'll get the Corvette inside, and I'll show you the steps that I do. I've got the DeWalt blower. I'll do this one more blow job because as it sits out there, you get dust particles and stuff.
I need to rinse my hands.
And you can use this stuff on a dusty car because what it does is it actually lifts the dust and the dirt off the paint. And it's all the trick is all on how you wipe it off. That's where people don't understand.
That one.
You know, it's one thing, it's all done. Huh?
Just telling me to.
Yeah. You're talking about a car.
That's okay.
I'm gonna do this one.
Alright. That's the way you lift the dirt off the car with your towels. Now, over here, guys. Okay, so you can finish. Finish that. I keep my towels for the Corvette separate from the towels for the two vans and the her car. It's a whole different towel,
Ouch.
which I will show you in a minute. We'll move your shit off. I need to put all these battery chargers away. I don't need all this. These are all gonna be put away.
Okay, I think, oh, there's two more there.
Get everything off that workbench. Alright guys, I'll show you about the towels here. I have, you know, from Costco, we use the yellow ones. Those are Costco over there. The yellow ones. But all these blue ones, these have different, I forget how you say it, how thick it is, you know, the nap on it. I'm not sure how it goes, but I have two different. One for lifting dirt, and this is all clean, and I keep the dust from getting into them. See how those all say clean? Alicia washes them, and when she washes them, no fabric softener, and no washing detergent that's powder. It's all, you always use, actually we wash it in Woolite. That way you don't get no shit into the towel that's going to cause scratches. So, you know, if you're a car enthusiast, you go the extra mile. If you're not, then fuck it. Now, these black ones here, I bought, these are for like, after you're done wiping with these, this will take the film off, and they're really, really thick. And you can see I have one used there. That'll get washed. I won't use it today. That was back. This one here, it's in a small one. Means, and what I like about it is that it does have some of that blue shit on there, but we'll start off with all clean. That'll all get washed. And, all right, bud, drive safe. So I'll get the car in here, and then we'll go from there, and I'll show you what we got. Okay, guys. This one here is the extra thick one. This is for after. This is the same thing but longer. These two are the same over here, and these for applying and taking off. So one you're going to keep wet, and one you're going to until it gets dirty. And I use the light blue one to see the dirt on it, so I can change it when I need to. This will be the follow-up. So this one here is going to get a little bit of the stuff on it right here. Shake this shit up. And this one here is, you don't want to start off in a dry thing here, so you kind of just get her moist. So she's moist now. And this one will be dry right here. Just lay it here. So now, well, let me get this set up. So we'll start off with this, guys. I'm gonna get my jacket off. Okay, guys. What I do is make sure this is shaked up, and I try to spray the whole thing down and get to it in sections. That way, because if I spray half of it down here and then I go here, it just fogs back. So, and I don't worry about the overspray. This here won't spot. But you just get it really wet, just like that. And then that way it'll lift the dirt. And I always start with this right here. Just like that, guys. I'm much faster when I'm not videotaping, but now I take the one that's wet. Now the trick is not to rub, and you can use either side. And I always cut the seams off. I never leave the edging on, because the edging it's threaded and it will scratch. So I always cut every one of these. You won't find any with the edge around it. So what I do is I go real light, back and forth. I'm not pushing at all. I'm letting the fiber do the work. And then I go back as far as I can. I stick my finger in that rubber crack right here, like that, and I keep flipping it over. And once I'm done, I try not to lean on it no more. Now what I will do is I will get the second one now, and I'm even lighter with the second one. And I don't get it into the wet part over there. real light. I'm barely any pressure. Now, if you notice, if I'm going to lean on it, I lean on this part here. I'm not putting my hands here anymore as I get that done. Okay, so now we'll go to the other side. Possibly I could reach that towel after. We'll go to the other side. And stick my finger in there like that, get that rubber clean. Once in a while, I take the top off and I do that, detail the rubber underneath with conditioner. I can still see shit dropping, probably from the garage door or my rags, whatever it is. Probably my rags on the fiber. Now I go to the dryer one, and I just kind of, and I always shake these out before I bring them over to the car to make sure there's nothing on there that can scratch. Okay, I'm just going to show you, I'm not going to bore you with me wiping the whole thing down. I'm just kind of giving you an idea of how I'm going to do it. And then I'll shut down the camera and move from there. I do the windshields as I move forward. Like on this one here, we're going to do the windshield next on this one. And we're going to make sure that everything is good here. And I will now put my towels, now that I have a clean surface, I will put my towels, even my wet ones, right here. It won't bother me one bit. I'll just make sure as I move forward that I set a wet towel here, that I wipe it and give it this before I move on. But for now, I'd rather set this in a clean spot than a dirty spot. Now, after it has some time to dry, this one here, this is the real thick, fat one. I give it like 2 or 3 minutes to evaporate, and then I come with this, and I just kind of do this. And if there's any film or anything from the 2 rags, this picks it up. You won't see any swirl marks on there or nothing. I'll probably do this side. I'll do it right now. Go around that side because that's going to be wet. And man, this thing, you won't see any swirl marks or anything on there. So that's what we do. Now on this here, we'll move this. I'm going to put this back since you've already seen. I'm going to use that one. I put it straight back in the bags that it came out of because I don't want no dust going into here. So I usually, if I'm going to be working out of the bag, I'll just fold it over and lean it against something like that so I can get to it easy. Now, here we go. Now, I will, since I've done this part, I will get overspray on here. But hey, there's nothing wrong with wiping it twice. So I do kind of just like start here, and you can see how this sprays out a little bit. I try to keep it cool here. Try to get the rubber. Let me see if I can turn this a little bit. Like that. And I will, when I do this, I will get the top of this as well and some of the side. And I will do the whole thing because if I don't, it'll just get nice and soak it good, guys. Top here as well. I do some of this edge here That way, when I do go to do the side, I don't have to go up as high and get it all over here. But when it is time to do the side, I'll shoot it low. But I will do about 6-8 inches of it. Now, here we go. Like that. So, here we go, guys. Once I do this part, then you'll see how I can work with the windows. And you can see that's all overshot. So now we'll take this one, and you want a nice wet rag. You don't want the one that you're doing all the initial wipe down to be dry. You want it moist. This thing is moist. So I kind of go where I overspray it here. And this up here, if it's anything, I brush it off like that. Then I shake this out. I got it right here, sitting right there.
Okay, yeah. So that was Vinny.
All this lint you see coming off here is okay. It's probably because from the dryer. It doesn't scratch, it's just the same material as this. And as you dry the car, it'll disappear. I don't shove a rag in there and try to clean that out. I just, it's the stuff here usually. I will take maybe a little bit like this when I'm all done and just go like that. I'll have Alicia do it with a separate rag. But I don't worry about it too much because it's a good cleaner and it's wax. It doesn't hurt. You can't even see in there. One day I will probably break down. Now that I have this machine, I will one day now break down and give it a wash. That way I can wash all these cracks out. You know, put the balm on there, you know, that foamer, and then wash it and then spray it all out, and I use that and I won't have to worry. I just never did it because all the after shit from the water spots I didn't want to deal with. They were so hard. Now I'll leave this part here done, wet. And now I'll start touching up. I'll start touching up the stuff that's starting to dry right here. So leave that there. This one here is next. So we'll start up here like that. Some of the windshield. Like that. I was never a fan of dry wash until I tried it. And I got lucky, somebody told me about that stuff right off the bat. And you can see as it's wiping off, it leaves like a film. That's the wax in it. It's actually wiping and waxing. You see when I do it, even though it's dry, you see that film, and that's the remnants of the wax that I'm wiping off. That's why I use that thick one later. Like that. And I just let this shit run. I don't give a shit about it. So here we go. We'll go here. Now I'll moisten this back up. Sometimes I'll even, if I let it go too long, I'll even spray it and start over, give it a little moisture, you know what I mean? But, now I'll go ahead and put my finger in this crack like that, this rubber, like that. This is still all wet over here, so I'll get this fast. And then what I'll do is I'll shut down the camera and we'll get some of this done until I get to certain areas that I might want to show you. Okay, so we got this done, right guys? I'll need to re-wet this a little bit. Now we got that, so now I'll go ahead and put this where it's going to be there where it's wet. Now we'll get this. This is the dry one. Like that. And then
Mr. Sanfilippo, you need help or you're doing good?
well, if you wanted to take the fat rag right there, the black one,
Yeah.
and just stay on the top of the deck here, starting from here, and just give it the final rub.
Oh, with that one? Okay.
Yeah, real light.
All right.
Do that as well. Give me 1 second, man. I want to ask you something.
We don't want to cover the ring.
Okay guys, my blue rag is leaving a slight haze on some areas, which is the wax. Now she's gonna get it with that one there and lightly dust her off the windshield and everything. You can see that thing is like a mirror. One day I gotta put on, and it might even be today, I might put on another coat of Gen X for the clear. So might even
How far
do that.
did you go with this?
I went from here down.
Okay.
I did this once,
Okay.
but I oversprayed on accident, like always. So it's just the top deck. Don't worry about the sides here. I'm going to show them how this can dry, but it doesn't affect nothing. In fact, I'll do this next, guys, to show you how, even though there's streaks here and it's dry, how nice it comes off.
Did you get this window too?
Yeah, it did. Yeah, so you can just make it all the way. Same on the other side. You know what I
The
mean?
grill and everything here, right?
Yeah. Let me get that off.
Put some white stuff on it.
Okay. Hey, right, let me get some more over here. She's wiping all the film, whatever residue is left, and then, with that being said, so I'll put this here again, guys. I usually find a spot that I keep putting my wet shit, and then I'll detail it after. But if you notice here, man, everything is like really, and you see these runs down here, don't worry about them. I'll show you. Those are almost dry, but it won't hurt nothing. But as you can see here, everything is spotless. I'll show you now with the runs here. Give me a second. We'll do something with that. Let me pause here for a second. Okay, guys, you can see the water streaks drying here. You can see the water streaks here, but you don't worry about them because this will take it right back off. So we did all the way to about here. What I'm trying to do is keep from, even though I will get some there, I try to limit how much overspray I go there, but I still, you can see how I'm going a little bit over, but you got to have it nice and wet. So we're going right over the spot that, and I do a panel at a time like that. And a little bit on the side here. Now with that being said, I take this and I am going to overlap because I can see the overspray all the way to here. And then what I'll do is I'll just go back and forth. I'll do this corner first. And then I'll just go back and forth slightly. And I don't rub my towel on the inside of here. You'll pick up so much shit. I'll do the inside later with a throwaway rag. that's wet. I'll just soak the shit out of them and I'll wipe the inside and make it look nice, and then throw away the rag. But I do the edge. I go all the way to the edge, but I don't get under it. Pick up all of that grit. And I don't go under here either. That'll be with a whole different rag that we can either throw away. As you can see, it's still wet because we got a wet rag here. So now we take the drier one and hit on the top here where we first started. Okay, now we work like this. See how it leaves some wax streaks. That's okay because you're going to get the other rag and hit this here good. That. Anybody says I'm doing this the wrong way, all I can say is the proof is in the pudding. You know, I've been doing it this way for years. There's no swirl marks, no nothing on this bitch. Now it's nice and dry.
This is where it comes, right?
Yeah, but please keep away from the under part. You know.
Sounds good.
That will give it the finishing in here. And I did have a little overspray here. If you could later. All right, guys. I think the hardest part of the whole car is right here. But I do the same thing. I do it last. And I'll try to get some video of it. I fog the shit out of it with that stuff. And then we do half of it, and then we do the other half, and we do the pipes. Right in there, if you would. Okay, guys, I won't bore you. Me and Alicia will knock most of this out, and we'll get back to the video.
Just bring the camera from this
Yeah,
angle.
and then the other thing is...
Bring it from this angle right here.
Okay.
Of the finish, you know, I mean, the husband of the come on this side. And with the light, you can actually see like a mirror. Look at that, it's beautiful. So beautiful. Just has
So,
to look at the end.
Anyway, with that being said, you can see the other side difference. I haven't done this panel yet. Haven't done that panel. Up here we have no streaks, no scratches, no swirl marks, nothing. If I do get like a little road blemish, then I use this McGuire's right here, scratch remover 2.0. This is the best shit I have found. It doesn't hurt the clear coat. It just gets the blemish out or the water spot, and you are good to go. Anyway, with that being said, that's about it. And this is, I got touch-up paint for the ProMaster. I've got touch-up paint for her. This one here is the silver for her vehicle, her wheels. So, yeah, everything we need here is there. Okay, guys, we're going to get busy and knock this out, and we'll catch back up with you guys. And I'll show you how we do the wheels as well. Okay, guys, so what we got left then is this back. And I'll kind of show you how we do the back. But first, before we do the back, we did this. So now all we have to do, and we did that, all we have is this door in the back. guys, I keep this charged up. I got a little charger over there. I'll show you. With a cigarette, all you do is you pop the back and you put a towel there. That way, if somebody walks by and touches it, it won't shut because there's a rag in between that won't let the lock engage. And it just comes back up, but there's a cigarette lighter plug. That's a cargo for use for whatever, to charge. But it's also used to charge your vehicle right here. You just plug that into the back. So, all right, let's see here. Hey, Holly. We're just going to finish this back part off, guys, with this black rag here. And we'll go to the wheels and show you how we do the wheels. Once we're done. Try not to put my palm of my hands on the concrete because you end up with shit on there that you don't want, and then you touch the car. And you're only going to go this far if this is a hobby. You know, if it ain't a hobby, you just drive it, beat it to death, whatever you want to do. And yeah, take care of it the best you can. But this is my toy, so I do put a lot into it. Okay, so guys, I'll show you how we do the wheels in a second.
There's your towels right there, Vince. The used ones.
Oh, okay, you're gonna wash them.
I don't want to rock some.
All right. Okay, when we do the wheels, guys, we use 4 rags, and they're not the good ones. She wipes the outside first and all the intricates, and then she takes that same rag and wipes the inside of the wheel, and then keep it looking good. So basically, I just kind of spread it like that. Okay, guys, she's doing the outside first, and then she'll give it a spin on the inside. She'll do the brake cover and all that. Pretty much everything is done except for the door jambs, and we'll just wipe those out just a little bit, and that'll be that. This one here is kind of damp. As you can see in the back here, it looks really good. Let me show you. Up on top, the sides, the front. I probably only do this once every 4 or 5 months unless I go out for a drive and it gets really bad. Then I'll give it a wipe down. But most of the time, I don't drive it all that much. But Alicia wants me to take her for a ride and get some coffee somewhere. So, problem is, wherever I do go, with it, I make sure that there's plenty of good parking. I don't want no door ding. You can't door ding this, it's fiberglass, but you can certainly knock a chip in it, you know. So, I don't put no tire black on this, but once every 3 or 4 years, she can wipe the tire off with this blue stuff. And it kind of refreshes it, like before she's done with the rag that she's going to use on the inside, she can wipe the rim off. Not the rim, but the tire off, and whatever's on the rag, right, Al?
Right.
Or do you want me to spray it?
No, not yet. This is it right
Because you
here.
can see that the tire block is still on there, and that's like 3 or 4 years. I don't need it shiny. And these are ride flats. You can ride them flat. But I do carry a plug kit like I do for that van. If something happens, I can plug it, roll it down to where I can get it, pull the nail out, whatever it is, and plug it. And then I've got a compressor in there. I keep a little compressor about this big. So I carry the plug kit and a compressor in the back. It's hidden away in a compartment. I'll show you after. Let's see here. By the way, this is my Christmas and my birthday gift. Every time I have a Christmas or birthday, she gives me my gift. with this Corvette. Cleaning it up. She knows that's what I really love. Rather than her getting me something that I don't want, she knows I love help on this. So at least I know once or twice a year I'm going to get a good detail on it. The inside, I'll show you the inside, guys. We're going to do the door jams. I'm going to start working on the door jams myself right now because that's the easiest part. She knows my back hurts and she... Okay, so you can see everything's clean in here, spotless. But I will just wipe it off a little bit. And she did the interior about 6-7 months ago. It really doesn't need it. So that's about it. So then we'll pop the hood. But before I can pop the hood and wipe it off, I got to get it out from over this rack right here. I'll back it out and open up the hood and we'll just wipe it out. Alright guys, I think I'm gonna wait till the rest of it's all done and then I'll take you through it, whatever we did do. Okay guys, we'll end with Alicia over here. We'll take a look at the rims. Show them how you clean the inside where the rotor, where the I forget what part of the wheel that's called.
Well, I clean it first with this one, then clean it a little bit more, and now this is gonna be the
Inside.
inside. Well, clean it with a 3, but this is just kind
Yeah.
of polishing.
Yeah. That way everything looks good on the inside. Some guys let that build up with dirt in the inside and their rim looks good but full of shit on the inside. You know, that's going the extra mile. Alright guys, well we'll show you everything once we're done here. We're gonna wipe the door jams out, back it out, get the hood where I can open it up.
There it is.
There it is right there. Look at that, guys.
Okay, the
So
inside is
yeah, so she'll do all 3 of them for me while I work on the door jams,
Did you
and
spray
then
this
we'll
one
pop the
already?
hood. No, I haven't sprayed it. I
Okay,
haven't.
sprayed.
Yeah. All right, guys. See you in a bit. Okay, guys. This is called Next Gen. I like it better than Torque. It has more of the most powerful detailing product ever made. They have more of the ceramic in it, the nano technology. It has more than Torque. Torque says that they've got just what you need and more doesn't help. Well, when you're kind of OCD or whatnot, more is always better sometimes, in my mind. So, you know, this does have, they're the only ones that'll list on the box how much ceramic is in here, where Torque won't list it. And they say they don't need to list it. You know, they don't want to give their formula away. But I emailed them. I wanted to know, and I let them know that Torque isn't afraid to, Next Gen isn't afraid to list what they put in there. And they got quite a bit more, I think, than what Torque is, because they won't even list it. But they do say that they know what's in Torque, and they're not going to blot it out, but this is way more ceramic in it. So, with that being said, we're going to go around it with Next Gen. This shit's very expensive. I like to do it at least once a year. That's what keeps the dust. If you notice when I was out there blowing it off with the air hose, that dust, if you take a regular car that has dust on it and you try to blow it off, you'll blow some dust off, but you won't see 100% of the dust just go right off of it. And that's what having the ceramic coating does. Plus, it doesn't hurt to have that blue spray, which has got a wax in it. You know what I mean? But we're going to go ahead and Next Gen it. I won't make you guys watch the whole thing. I'll just do one little spot and show you how you do it. Sorry, guys. What I do is, before I put the Next Gen on, I will take a duster like this and just make sure there's no dust coming from the garage door. And then I'll use the Next Gen, rub it in on a rag that's kind of moist with Next Gen. And then Alicia will come behind me and wipe it off. And then once it's off, we'll give it one of these that doesn't have dust in it. This is going to be my duster. And I'll get another one just like it for the final buff. Because this stuff will... oh, there's Sasha. How cute. That's Vinny's little girl over there. Enjoying. She only comes out when Vinny's here. So... anyway, what happens is you will see a fog. Like if we don't wipe it good, it will dry and put a haze on there, and you got to go back at it. But then you can't even drive it for 5 or 6 hours. It says it really needs to. It actually has to cure. The ceramic in it has to cure. Okay, guys, I'm just gonna do a little bit. This is the next gen. I had a partial right here, and I opened up a new bottle, so they're shaking. So basically, what we're gonna do is, I don't like to waste this shit, but I do like to have a little bit of moisture on my rag, like this. So this one here is the perfect rag to do it with. And what I'll do is, since this is getting kind of shitty, this bottle, what I'll do is I'll wait till I use some of this down, and then I'll pour the rest of this in here, because that way I don't have to fuck with trying to get it to come out. So anyway, this has a lock on it, says off and on. This has been shaken up. So basically, now that this is moist, you can get this on the glass and everything. It's great. You know, in fact, I do wipe the glass with it. So we'll start here. We'll start on that line over there. Like that. And again, I'll do the same damn thing. I'll do both sides at one time, but I will move a little bit faster with it. Like that. Maybe get some of the glass here, down the rubber here. Okay, guys. Usually it'll take a whole bottle or 3/4 of a bottle to do this car, because you don't have to put as much as I do, but you guys know me by now. I overkill everything. So now what I do is you massage it in. Massage it in. The cracks here. Just like that, guys. And now when I go over there, Alicia will start with the dryer one.
We used the dryer one. You mean this one?
Brand new one, yeah.
And then that after.
Yeah, this is my lint. This is
Yeah.
for dusting, but
Yeah.
this is for polishing.
Okay.
You might want to shake the lint out of it. Okay, guys. And I try not to let it dry. If you notice, that's why there's two of us on it. This stuff here, it's not like the other stuff. The other stuff, you can let it dry and just spray it on. This one here, if you let it dry, you'll have to work hard to get it off. I should have me a blue one too for drying, because this is the wet one. This is the one we're going to use for rubbing it in, for massaging it. I'll get me one. Yeah, so, okay. Here, give me the black one, I'll go massage the. Go ahead and do that. You can see the shine, it's even shinier than the spray that I use for the wax. And this is like really shiny now. I don't know if you can see it on camera or not. But when you put on the next gen, look at that thing, like a mirror.
Go from this angle, like facing out.
Yeah, pretty good here.
Yeah. It's like a glass. It's a glass.
Oh, yeah. Let's see if I get it from a different angle. Okay, guys, we're not going to bore you with this. We're going to go around the whole car. This actually goes faster than the blue spray, because it's just wipe on, wipe off. Where the other one, you kind of massage and get the dust and dirt off, and then you use the second one. But look at this, guys. All right, we're gonna get this done. All right, guys, you can see how we did the back end in the back here. Sorry, guys. You can see how the shine just comes out with the ceramic. You know, you don't even use wax anymore. I mean, yes, that's a wash and wax, but the day of putting the paste wax on, that's over with. You use that nanotechnology, and it just brings the shine right out. So, massage it in with the wet rag, this one, and then Alicia goes over it with one of the drier ones, blue ones, and then Vinny's going over it with the buffing rag. This stays dry and polishes that out, and that is like so shiny. Okay, we're gonna finish. All right, guys. Now, when I charge this thing up, you see that right here? That's for charging it up. I just put a towel right here, so this will come down like this, and it won't lock. And I put my cord in here, and I charge it for a day. And the next day, I unplug it and seal it all up. So, Allie, could you just take the wet one, the one that's wet with the next gen right there, look, and just wipe off the inside of it with the next gen. You don't have to spray the next gen, just use that. All right, guys, we're gonna pop the hood here and do that as well. Okay, guys, we're gonna wipe the inside. It doesn't need much, but we do wipe it every single time that we next gen it. Just get the dust off of it. Like that. I do my own oil changes. I keep my oil, I use synthetic. It's over there. Oil filter up there. I have a jack. It's called a, what's the name of it? It's called a, I forget the name of it. It's hydraulic. It's called a,
jack.
huh?
It's a jack. I see the letters jack.
Yeah, but it has a name. I forget the name. It says right on there, but anyway.
Jack.
It's a hydraulic jack. It's called Quick Jack. It's down there. What we do is we lift her up, we turn it around, we lift her up, we do the oil change ourselves. The less you have to take it into a place, the less you'll keep it showroom, or the more you'll keep it showroom condition. You start taking it in for all these services. And when you do, yeah, when you do take it in, the son bitches, you would think they have all these big army boots on, all these mechanics, you know, like they're fucking carpenters, and they drag their fucking feet on top of here. One of them left a scratch, and I showed it to him. When I picked it up, I said, you know, that wasn't there. I can polish this out, but man, I go, this is what keeps me from coming in, is, you know, and he had a footprint on the speaker. So what I do now, if I have to come in, I let them know, number one, that I don't want them dragging their fucking feet there. And number two, I take masking tape and I mask it all off. Vinny, there's a little, right there. Thank you if you will. Okay. Anyway, I take masking tape and I don't do the other side. But I do put masking tape there and on top of my speaker.
That's gonna need some
And watch this, guys.
let me see that.
I had to bring it in for warranty for a battery. It was sitting so long that the battery was bad. The stupid motherfucker put his footprint there, dragged his feet there, scratched the plastic. They offered to buy me a new panel, you know, but I thought, well, this is going to be something that's ongoing, so I bought these Corvette stainless steel plates. Let me show you on the other one. And I installed them myself. That way, in the future, if they do use their foot to open the door, it'll be protected. So I did put these on right here, these runners right here. And I think I masked this side too, just in case they had to go in there. So I do mask tape that, and they get the point. And when they see that, they realize, you know, that they got an asshole bringing in their car, and they better, you know. And I wait. I never leave it. I sit there and wait. I find a bench where I can at least see halfway in to let them know I'm there. And I tell them no wash, no nothing. And the only time I've ever had to bring it in was for warranty. Never for anything else. I do all the maintenance. This thing will never hit 100,000 for its first maintenance, at least with me. Maybe for Vinny one day. Vinny's not OCD like me, so he doesn't bother him to drop it off. And whatever way it comes back, he'll, you know, I don't know. How do you feel?
It's gonna be kind of like
Okay, we're gonna wipe the inside of the motor and then we'll end this video.
Look at that. Look at all the doors open.
Oh yeah, it does look good with all the doors open. Yeah. Hey guys, you know, like a lot of people, how do you? Well, I'm 63 years old, gonna be 64, I think. So you know, every once in a while, I didn't buy it till I was like 2019, so you know, I felt like I deserved it after all these years. I never had a car up until then. You know, it was always a family wagon or a work vehicle. There's a little scuff mark. I don't know if I did it or the dealer, but the way I get it out is I use Scratch X 2.0 Clear Coat Safe. And this will, I take it like this and kind of smudge it in. And then I see right where it is, and I just polish it out up and down. And it's starting to disappear. It's on the side. And then take some next one. See? Right there. And I take the dry side, bury the wet side. Good enough for me. Sometimes I think that it's not even worth owning when you're this obsessive. Is sometimes it's like, is it even worth owning this car? Is it going to drive me crazy? You know what I mean? Kind of wonder about that. So, now, where's the next gen at? Al, can I have one? Which one of these are for the next gen?
The one I had?
Okay, I'll use this one. I just want to, wherever you polish it out, guys, put the next gen right back on it, because that's what seals it up, guys. All done. All right, guys. When you shut this here, you just barely latch it, and I try to keep my hands out where we've been. I kind of just use my fist. That just sucks it into place, but. Let's see what Alicia's done over there. She's done a great job. Vinny's been helping her too. Everything's done here. Okay, what do we use on the interior? I'll show you what we use. When we had our bikes, we had 3 Harleys over the years. And Protectol was the go-to. It was for the paint. It was for the leather. It polishes, wax, treats, protects all surface. It's got with carnauba wax. What we do is we wipe it off with the blue spray. And this is made for leather, everything. It's paint, fiberglass, clear coat, gel coat, aluminum, chrome, stainless, steel, plexiglass, glass, wood, plastic, vinyl, rubber, finished leather, and much more. So when we're all done dusting it off with the blue rag, with the blue spray, then we take this and we put it on the dash. This is what I used to put on all the leather and everything on my bikes. One of my bikes was 26 years old. The Dyna White Glide was my oldest. And everything got wiped down with Protectol and never had any kind of blemishes on the leather, no cracks. I mean, it just conditioned. And then it also kept the paint nice. It kept the rubber and all the mounting stuff that hits the tank and stuff has rubber on it. It kept all that like brand new. So basically I do use the blue spray first, and then we'll do the Protectol like maybe another time, like in a couple weeks. Maybe I don't know. We'll get in here and we'll dust it down real light, and then we'll put Protectol on everything, and it keeps everything from cracking. And it's great for paint. In fact, guess what, guys? If I was to put some of this on top of the blue wax before I put that, it might have been a touch shinier, but the only problem is this stuff goes on thick. And when it goes on thick and you're trying to polish it in, it actually puts spider webs. So where the other stuff, that blue, goes on like water, and so there's no rubbing it in. It just wipe it off and it puts on a beautiful shine. And the same thing with the next gen, it's like water. But this shit here, I did notice on my Harleys that whenever I did the tanks, I would have to go back and use a clear coat, that scratch remover for clear coat safe, and get the spider webs out of it. and then I'd have to go back on it with next gen or torque. But I didn't realize that for years. But I realized this is great. It brings in a shine, but it will put some spider webs when you work it in. Just like when you do when you use paste wax, you know, yeah, it puts a beautiful shine, but you will get some swirl marks. By using this blue shit here and using the next gen, you won't have all those swirl marks and stuff. It's just beautiful. It's just a showroom shine. And Alicia wiped out everything in there, looking beautiful. Just wipes everything, the motor, everything with that blue spray. Let's come on this side of it. We're done, guys. I have to buy Alicia a dinner for helping me, even though it was my Christmas and my birthday. Did you do the inside the scoop here? Yeah, you did, huh? I see it. Yeah, that's just the light reflecting right here. Okay, so everything is looking good, guys. That's about it. Lucky to have a wife that helps me maintain this shit. Everything here. Did we do this, Al? Did you guys do this?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Inspect everything.
Cool. Alright, guys. I guess that's going to be it for the video. I'm going to put a sheet on it until I get those two California, what are they called, Al? California King sheets? I'm going to have them sewn together that way, because if I try to put on my my car cover, I can't get to the corner and get it the way I want. And not only that, I'll tell you what I don't like about this. It's pretty rough on the inside. And I noticed one day when I put that on up there, I noticed where I was pulling it tight, it had like a little dullness right on the edges where it was sitting. So I had to get that McGuire's Clear Coat Safe Scratch Remover, and I polished out the blemish, and I haven't used it since. So I'm going to just use bed sheets from now on. So other than that, it's all done. Of course, I'll pass this to Vinny one day. That's why he's over there wiping it. All right, guys, I think that's going to be it. Maybe if I might show a little bit of the sheets. I don't know. We'll see. But we're going to lock it up and call it done for today. So, oh, she's going to do a little bit of the inside, guys.
The windows. I don't like dirty windows.
Yeah, she'll do the windows for me. Because they do, even though it sits in there, it does get that done. I like the fact that she takes just as much care of it as I do. So, I guess that's about it.
You have now paper towel.
Hey guys, now I have to sit there and edit this thing. I have to go through it and cut out all the unnecessary bullshit so I don't bore you. I don't know how long this video is going to be. I did put Vinny helped me put a new battery in this guy right here. Working great now. Yeah. Alright, guys, I guess that's going to be it, guys. Alright. Want to say goodbye, Al?
Bye.
Vinny?
It's like a marrow together.
Hey, guys. The next video I do on this car will probably be an oil change. We'll jack it up with that quick jack. And I checked the oil. It looks still clean, you know, but I use the mobile one, the one that they recommend right there, synthetic. 040. I don't know if you can see it right there. So I did check the oil and everything looks clean in it because it's hard to drive it, but it's still, even though, you know, I probably haven't changed it for a little over a year and a half, and I think the lifespan on it is at least once a year. So it's time, whether it looks dirty or not. Alright, guys, these are the two California sheets. Alicia's gonna, we marked them. Alicia's gonna sew this to that right now. And that way, because I'm not worried about the down part. You know, dust hardly ever, collects on the down part here. If it's short like that, it doesn't matter. It's always the flat part up here that's like really fucking dirty. So, I'm not worried. The dust comes down, it doesn't even collect on that part here. So she's going to sew all that together for me right now. And as long as it covers the nose and it covers the back a little bit, I don't need to worry about the sides too much. Alright guys, we'll see what happens here. Alright, Alicia is sewing this up for me, guys. Master, jack of all trades, huh? That's Milo. He's getting old. He's, what, a year and a half now? When we first brought him? Yeah.
I think like 3 years, 4 years.
Has it been that long? No, because he was a kid when I started YouTube. Same with Sasha right there.
How old, Al?
A couple of years.
How old's Milo?
I was saying like 2.
And that's Lizzie. Having fun there. Feeding her lots of roaches, guys. We got that colony. And there's Fat Girl, Zadie, sleeping. And that's Pixie, the poodle. She was supposed to be a Maltese. Half poodle and half Maltese. She was a multi-poo is what they said. She looks all poodle to me. My baby girl. Yeah. Alright, Alicia's gonna put this thing together so I can cover up the car now that it's clean. Alright guys, she's tacking it in place. And then she's gonna run it on her machine, I guess. To kind of keep it together. She's using something like a red thread so she can see it. Milo's coming over to help. Alright guys, I'll try to get this video uploaded right now, and then maybe tomorrow I'll get some finishing video of how this turned out. Alright guys, talk to you later. Guys, there's the sheet. I'm not worried about the sides that are exposed. When dust comes down like this, it doesn't even, if you looked at the car when I first pulled it out, all the dirt was on the top and the flat spots, nothing on the sides. And I don't have to worry because see, with that car cover, it pulls so tight that it puts a blemish on the curves. And it's hard for me to get back there and do this right here. As you can see, I kind of already missed it. Hey, Vinny, can you go on that side and pull that sheet out over there? Anyway, Alicia sewed it right here for me. Right there on the seam. Right there. She did a beautiful job. Look at that, guys. Anyway, she sewed 2 sheets together all the way across. Goes all the way to the side. Keep the dust off the top. Keep all that work we did from, going there. And thank you so much, Alicia. You did a great job.
It's getting cold, huh?
Yeah, I'm freezing. Yeah, that's it, guys. Well, hey, thank you for watching the video. I hope maybe it helps somebody. Who knows? Anyway, guys, it's a good Sunday. It's Sunday night, so we're going to get us, some Chinese food?
Yeah.
Okay.
That sounds like a good deal.
All right.